Look at her in that water. Look at her. Look at that smallie. Look at that pretty thing. Okay, here we go, sports fans. Just met Greg on the shore here. Oh, he's swearing, getting his boat put away. So he says the water's low, looks low. Water was that much higher last year when we were in here. It's the third week of May. We are mapping. We are gonna start fishing. We got a new battery, lithium iron phosphate, courtesy of all you very generous subscribers and readers that donated. Look how clear it is in here, man. Gosh, I love it in here. There's a big brush pile right there. That'll hold panfish. There's some big, oh, there's a bass right there. We're starting with a Pop X, Mega Bass Pop X. This was a Christmas gift. So when I was talking to Greg, he said, there's a little pocket, there's a pond back here that we're gonna get to. We're gonna pull the John boat up and we're gonna walk it a little bit. I'll make a couple more casts over here since we've seen fish. Now he said he's not the Greg that pulled me out of here last year when I ran out of juice. We are fishing in, we're over 16 feet of water right here. Look at that, just look down in there. What a cool spot.
Yeah, gonna give me some wading shoes.
There you go.
I don't have them on right now.
little bonus bath.
All right, it feels good.
I just realized too, part of the reason we're gonna be able to see some of these sticks and stumps and stuff is because the water's low. So if the water's that low, we're gonna be able to see stuff that we didn't normally see, especially at the end of the year last year where the water got cloudied up a little bit. Yeah, we'll keep exploring and see what we can mark in addition to just catching some fish today. That'll be good. So this was an interesting one because even though the air temperature started out at 66 degrees, it climbed up to 82, the water temperature was 69 degrees. We were fishing a very clear pit near the end of May in Illinois. So based on the time of year and the temperature, there's a chance that we were fishing post-spawn conditions. We were fishing in a post-spawn situation. But it was interesting because the water was really low. It was clear. In pits, it's always really clear around us, which makes for very challenging fishing. But the water was really low, and I was coming across these big pods of bass, and no matter what I threw at them, I couldn't get them to bite. So it was a very frustrating day, but even on these frustrating days, you can learn something about the body of water that you're fishing. So for example, when you have clear water and it's low water and the bite is tough, one of the things that you can do is you can spend a little bit of extra time looking for cover, structure, sunken pallets, tires, trees, brush piles, things that you wouldn't normally see when the water was up a little bit higher. You can actually make your way around and either make a mental note, line yourself up with some markers on the shoreline, or mark different things that you come across on your graph if you have one and you can drop some waypoints. Days like today, it's a great time to do that. So we did manage to catch some fish even though the bite was tough. On a day like today, I wish I had live bait with me, but I didn't. So I made the most of it. I kept fishing, but my attention started to turn from just focusing on those fish that I could see that I couldn't get to bite because they all seemed to have lockjaw for some reason. And my focus went towards what are some other areas that could hold fish that I wouldn't see on a normal day in this location. And that's something that you can do no matter where you're at. But even if you're having a rough day, even if the conditions aren't great or it's a day like today where the fish, it's just a tough bite, you can always be doing something to improve. So that should be our goal whenever we're on the water. We're always trying to improve, whether that's our casting accuracy or the way we work certain presentations, or our ability to find and dissect, again, cover and structure and things like that, or find new areas that can hold fish that we didn't know about before. There's always things that we can be doing on the water in addition to fishing to make the day even more productive. And for those of us with limited fishing time, you gotta do what you can with what you got. If you find yourself fishing in a low water situation, don't complain about it, capitalize on it. We're using 8-pound test, fluorocarbon, and a little light wire Wacky hook on a 4-inch dinger. We're downsized, we're light. It's clear water. That's probably gonna be the name of the game today. Hopefully we don't run out of battery today. We got a brand new battery thanks to all you subscribers and readers on the site that donated. Big thank you to all of you. That's allowed me to get a better battery, so I'm less likely to get stranded out here in the John boat. Just got these steep, clear banks. Oh, there's a bed. She's looking, she just chased me out of there. Yeah, look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. Look at her in that water. Look at her. Come here, because I want to get you right back to where you were at, killer. Yeah, £1.5 pounds. Pretty fish. Chunky belly. That was right there. Look at those big bluegill. Look at those bluegill, man. Good Lord. I love it here. She's a good one. We're gonna get her right back so she can go back to where she was at. I don't know if this is the one that was on the bed or not. She'll be fine, she'll go right back. That's interesting, I didn't know we were gonna find beds in here. 68-degree water. Yeah, 68-degree surface temps. So we'll see what else we find. Let's keep going. Okay, it's hot. I gotta stay covered up because I'm albino. Let's work up this bank a little bit more. And I really don't like fishing with my hands covered, but I can't be burning. Boys got a baseball game tonight. I can't be gimping around in pain. I love it. I love fishing here because it's very challenging, but when you see them fish coming up through that clear water like that, it is something special. It is really, really, really cool. Let's get a tube set up ready, and we're just gonna grab an easy tube, and let's go with straight up green pumpkin. And the way that we're gonna rig this is on a Pro, it's called a Pro Bullet. And we're actually gonna pass this through the tube so we can rig it weedless. We're gonna go like this. Out the side, we're gonna get this up over the weight, and we're actually gonna get it up over the head. And we got a loop knot up top here. And then because of the size of the hook, we can just set it in the bottom, like that. And we'll keep this ready, because if we do get any good overhangs, thank you, we'll pitch this up underneath. Look at that smallie. They like the tubies. Come on in. Come on in. You're dark. Do a waypoint here. Pretty fish on a tube. Pretty fish on a tube, but also on a bed. So I really don't want to just bed fish all day. That's not my jam. Well, that's not my favorite way to catch them, but it is a way to catch them. We're gonna get her back so she can go back to that bed. She'll be fine. She's going right back. We're gonna keep moving ahead. We're about an hour in with 3 bites. It's gonna be slow today. It's gonna be tough. Definitely a way to catch them. And we'll keep this on deck and ready in case we need to drop it on anybody, or if we need to pitch up. If we're gonna pitch up underneath an overhang, which is why we have this. That's the primary reason for that. There's several really good bass just sitting right here. So let's cast at this with, I got one more color on me. They're sitting over here. Can't get them to bite. I got one more color. The old Ocho. Ooh, we're out of juice. All right, we've moved over to the other side of the lake here. We're gonna go ahead and start pitching up into this. It's a little bit deeper, a little bit of weeds, but what I'm gonna be looking for is more shade. I wanna pitch up into the shade so that they're not getting quite as good a look at it. That's weedless, so we can drop right in. Now there's a bass right there that just turned and looked. I don't know what we gotta do to get them to bite today. I was able to jerry-rig my little clips. So I got my depth finder back. I'm over 16 feet right here. That is a huge carp right there. Good gravy. A big carp looking at it. Gosh, there's a big catfish too. Big old channel cat behind that carp. There's 2, 3 huge carp. 4, dang. Hey, at this point, I'll take anything. I just want to bite. A couple bass followed it. Some good roots right there. Look at that pretty thing. Look at it in the water. Look at her go. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's a good bass. That's a 2-pounder. That's a good bass for this lake. That's a good bass in general. Oh, 1 3/4. Probably a 15-inch fish. Okay, well, there's no question about it. We're starting to get them figured out a little bit. I got about an hour left, so we'll see what else we can make happen. I love watching them come up through that water. Okay, man. Light line and stick baits. That's how we're gonna do it. All I got on here is a 16th ounce bullet weight to help this sink a little bit faster. I want it to be moving a little bit faster so they don't inspect it quite as much. And right now we got a 4-inch Ocho on an O-ring, so I have the max amount of hook. This is a little trocar. It's a little light wire Wacky hook. I did not feel that strike, I saw it. And I've had a couple follows on this where they get a good look in it, they get a good look at it, where the water is a little bit brighter. Oh. Get right back in there. I let myself get in too close. A monster carp. That is huge. There's a bass with it. I got bass swimming up and looking at it and not taking it. Just really negative. Nice big drop off right here. The other thing that's happening is as I'm changing these baits, I'm kind of reloading my scent. Because in this tub, it's loaded with Dr. Juice. So all the stick baits sitting in there are soaking. They're marinating. And that's what we're doing. Up here we got another boater. There's a little inlet in there with a lake that I want to walk. We've definitely seen a lot. We've seen a lot. Catching them though, it's been a different story. We went ahead and we retied. We got a straight up Ocho on a Wacky. We got a Nico weight if we need to add some weight to it. We'll switch to a dinger with a Nico weight next. We're gonna get everything off the line that we can get off the line. There's a handful of bass over here. I was able to park. I got a guy over here. So I'm gonna fish over to my right for about 10 minutes. Then we're gonna come over here where we saw all these bass. Hopefully he's drifted away by then. The name of the game is stealth and the fewest amount of things as possible on the line and in the water. I even downsized my hook. Can't get any lighter than this unless I have different line size. Let's see. Little bass right here. Swam up to it, tasted it, and spit it right out. And there's several over here. Golly, I mean, what are you guys looking for? Yeah, I think I'm just like walking through beds right here. There's a big stick. Okay. Let's make our way somewhere else and then see if we can find anything, man. Just anything. This other guy that was fishing in here, I didn't see him do nothing. So I think the fact that all the locals I've run into today have said, yeah, nothing going on, that's probably pretty good that we got 4. But hopefully it's just rocky bottom and I can pull the John boat up, probably next to these sticks right here. And then I'll walk around the edge. Let's see how deep this is and how muddy it is. Oh, it's not bad. Feels good on a hot day, man. Ooh, mud. A lot of mud. I was hoping for rocks and I got mud. And it's stinking. Oh. Oh, it reeks. It reeks. That's disgusting. Well, let's go ahead and cast since we're here. That's real gross. And my feet are completely disgusting right now. And I stink and I'm covered in flies all of a sudden. Ugh. Whoa. And I had a hit. Okay. Is there somebody home? Yeah. Okay. A little too rough. Plastic got wrapped around in there. Huh. Oh, look at that. It's like walking through cow crap. That's nasty. Just get through it. Oh my gosh. Oh. And you're just hoping that you don't hit a patch where your shoe gets sucked off. Got a bass right there. They're just tormenting me today. That's a big snake. Look at that thing. I can see his tail flickering. That is a big snake. I think the Nico rig is superior to the exposed sinker on the line. I mean, I really think it comes down to stuff as small as that. Having trouble with my hookups, man. That's two we lost now. That was real subtle off of this spot over here. Playing them too hard on that light wire. It's an even smaller hook. I literally need to stick them and then just keep light pressure on them. Man, the problem is not finding the fish. The problem is getting the fish to bite. Well, sometimes that's how it goes. That's how it goes. We fished for 3 hours today. We caught 4, one really nice one, and we lost another one just now in this little mud pit that we were in. But it's really tough. I've seen a lot of bass today. I've seen a lot of bass come up close, look at a stick bait, and then just back off. I have never seen this many bass be this picky. We might be able to have a little bit more luck if we went around looking for beds and really aggravated them with that too, but I don't like to fish like that. That's not my favorite way to fish. I don't like to mess with them when they're spawning and when they're on beds. So we'll make a couple more casts and get out later this week at the new pond that we found. It'll turn around, but sometimes they're tough days like that, man. That's just how it goes. Hey, it's a blessing to be out either way. Tight lines and Godspeed, Patriots. We'll see you in the next one. See ya.